That butter sitting in your fridge right now might not be the simple, wholesome food you think it is. In fact, depending on the brand you're buying, it could be one of the most misleading products in your entire kitchen. Butter is supposed to be one of the most basic foods humans make. Cream is churned, water separates, fat remains. That's it. No tricks, no chemistry, no industrial shortcuts. And yet, the modern butter aisle in the United States tells a very different story. Every single day, millions of Americans spread butter on toast, melt it over vegetables, cook with it for their families, and bake with it, believing they're using a natural dairy product. Something their grandparents used, something that hasn't changed much in centuries. But after weeks of research reviewing FDA labeling rules, USDA butter standards, consumer protection complaints, recall databases, independent lab testing, blind taste tests, and food industry reports, we discovered a pattern that should concern every shopper. Many products sold next to real butter are not butter at all. Others technically meet the legal definition, but are pushed to the lowest acceptable quality level through excess water, aggressive processing, or ingredient dilution. And some rely heavily on marketing language designed to confuse, distract, or mislead the average consumer. Today, we're exposing 5 butter brands you should absolutely avoid and 2 that are really worth it based specifically on United States regulations, documented findings, and verified consumer impact. Let's start with number 5. Number 5 is Country Crock Original Spread. This is one of the most misunderstood products in the American kitchen. Country Crock has been around for decades. Its branding is warm, nostalgic, and intentionally comforting. The word buttery appears prominently. The packaging uses golden colors, farmhouse imagery, and phrases like creamy and rich. For many families, it has become a default purchase without a second thought. Price-wise, it sits around $3 to $4 for a 15-ounce tub, making it look like a smart, budget-friendly choice. Here's the reality. Country Crock Original is not butter. Not legally, not nutritionally, not functionally. According to FDA classification and the product's own ingredient list, it is a vegetable oil spread. It contains soybean oil, palm oil, canola oil, emulsifiers, and artificial butter flavor compounds. In many versions, it contains zero milk fat. Under United States law, real butter must contain at least 80% milk fat and must be made exclusively from cream, with or without salt. Country Crock does not meet that definition. Why does this matter? Because vegetable oil spreads behave very differently in the body and in cooking. They oxidize differently at high temperatures. They lack naturally occurring fat-soluble vitamins found in dairy fat, and they rely on engineered flavor compounds to imitate what real butter does naturally. From a value perspective, many consumers believe they are buying butter when they are not. They are paying near butter prices for a processed blend of industrial oils. This product belongs in the spreads category, not next to traditional butter. If that surprises you, number 4 is even more subtle. Number 4 is Land O'Lakes butter with canola oil. Land O'Lakes is one of the most trusted dairy brands in the United States. The company emphasizes farmer ownership, American agriculture, and dairy heritage. That reputation is exactly why this product deserves scrutiny. This version is usually priced around $4.50 to $5 for 13 ounces and is often placed directly beside regular butter sticks in the refrigerated section. Despite the familiar logo, this is not pure butter. It is a blend of butter and canola oil, designed to be softer and more spreadable straight from the refrigerator. FDA labeling rules allow this product to be sold legally. It is clearly labeled as a butter spread, but functionally and nutritionally, it is not the same as traditional butter. Food science analyses and consumer testing have shown that butter oil blends contain diluted milk fat and perform poorly in baking. They introduce refined seed oils into a product many shoppers assume is a single ingredient food. Why does that matter? Because when you pay nearly full butter prices, you expect full butter performance. In baking, this blend can affect texture, moisture balance, and flavor. In cooking, it behaves differently under heat. You are paying for a trusted brand name, but receiving a modified product. Next, we move to a store brand that meets the minimum standard, but barely. Number 3 is Great Value Butter from Walmart. Store brands are supposed to save money without sacrificing quality. Great value butter is aggressively priced around $3.50 to $4 per pound, often undercutting national brands. Technically, it meets USDA butter standards, which require at least 80% milk fat. But that minimum is just that, a minimum. Independent blind taste tests and consumer reviews frequently describe this butter as flat, watery, and lacking aroma. Many complaints mention poor browning when cooking and weak flavor in baking. USDA regulations allow butter to contain up to 16% water. High-quality producers aim well below that threshold to concentrate flavor and improve texture. When water content is pushed higher, milk fat content drops to the legal floor. Why does this matter? Because butter flavor comes from milk fat. When water replaces fat, consumers are effectively paying for moisture instead of richness. In baking, this can change the structure of pastries and cakes. In cooking, it reduces depth of flavor. This is legal butter, but it represents the lowest acceptable level of quality. Now we move into the premium category. Number 2 is Plus-Gras European-style butter. Plus-Gras is marketed as a chef-approved European-style butter with higher butterfat content. It is typically priced between $6 and $7 per pound and positioned as an upgrade from standard grocery store butter. The packaging emphasizes its European inspiration and performance in professional kitchens. However, Plus-Gras is mass-produced in the United States. While it does contain slightly higher butterfat than the minimum, numerous consumer reviews and professional baking forums report inconsistent texture, occasional sour or off flavors, and shorter shelf life compared to true European cultured butters. European-style butter traditionally relies on carefully cultured cream and strict sourcing standards. Inconsistent fermentation or cream quality can lead to flavor instability. When you pay premium prices, you expect premium consistency. If a butter varies from batch to batch, that undermines the very reason consumers pay more. Plus-Gras charges European-level prices but does not consistently deliver European-level performance. And now we reach number 1. Number 1 is I Can't Believe It's Not Butter Original. This product represents the most extreme example of consumer confusion in the American butter aisle. I Can't Believe It's Not Butter contains zero butter. None. It is legally classified as a margarine-style vegetable oil spread. Its primary ingredients include vegetable oils, emulsifiers, artificial flavor compounds, and color additives. While the packaging does not claim to be real butter, the brand name itself is designed to blur the line in the consumer's mind. Why does this represent a bigger industry problem? Because the marketing strategy relies on confusion. The product is priced close to real butter in many stores, yet it does not provide butter's natural fat-soluble vitamins, culinary performance, or traditional composition. From a cooking perspective, it behaves differently under heat. From a nutritional standpoint, it replaces dairy fat with refined seed oils. This is not butter. It never was, and it should not be mistaken for one. Those were the 5 butter products you should think twice about before putting in your cart. Now for the good news. Real butter still exists in the United States. Butter made from cream, butter that respects traditional production methods, butter that delivers full flavor and consistent performance. After reviewing USDA standards, independent lab confirmations, and professional kitchen testing, 2 products stand out clearly above the rest. The second recommendation is Kerrygold Pure Irish Butter. Kerrygold contains 82% milk fat, exceeding the minimum requirement. Its ingredient list is simple: pasteurized cream, with or without salt depending on the version. It is made from grass-fed cows, which gives it a naturally golden color due to beta-carotene in the milk. That color is not artificial. Independent testing repeatedly confirms its fat content and purity. It performs consistently in baking and cooking and has developed a strong reputation among chefs and home cooks alike. It typically costs $6 to $7 per half pound, making it more expensive than conventional butter. However, you are paying for higher fat content, consistent sourcing, and reliable quality. For families who cook regularly or care about flavor, this is money well spent. And the number 1 butter recommendation is Organic Valley Cultured Butter. This product is made from organic, pasture-raised cream and lightly cultured to develop deeper, more complex flavor. It carries USDA organic certification and is produced by a cooperative of family farms subject to regular audits. Its ingredient list is clean and transparent. No stabilizers, no fillers, no vegetable oils. Culturing the cream enhances flavor naturally and improves baking performance. The butter browns beautifully, spreads evenly at room temperature, and delivers a rich aroma that lower quality products simply cannot match. It typically costs $7 to $8 per half pound. Yes, it is more expensive, but it represents what butter is supposed to be: concentrated dairy fat made carefully from high-quality cream. When you compare that to diluted blends, oil spreads, and minimum standard products, the difference becomes obvious. Bad butter relies on confusion, dilution, and marketing language. It adds water or vegetable oils while charging prices that suggest something better. Good butter is simple: cream, time, care, transparency. Every dollar you spend in the dairy aisle sends a signal to the industry. Choose products that respect your health, your cooking, and your intelligence. Because real butter is not just a spread, it is a standard.